record truly back that up. It's easy to make promises, but what really counts is the ability to deliver, not just now, but 5, 10, or even 20 years down the line. If a company has
Tired of gimmicks and spooky tricks? At Mallet Buildings, we don't need to raise prices from the dead or play games with your budget, but we will gladly bury any high prices that come your way. At Mallet Buildings, we're committed to keeping things straightforward, matching any written quote from a competitor, and making sure high prices get buried once and for all. Mallet Buildings, built with trust. Tired of gimmicks and spooky tricks? At Mallet Buildings, we don't need to raise prices from the dead or play games with your budget, but we will gladly bury any high prices that come your way. At Mallet Buildings, we're committed to keeping things straightforward, matching any written quote from a competitor, and making sure high prices get buried once and for all. Mallet Buildings.
Lee Mallet from Mallet Buildings. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'm coming a little early today because I'm going to go to the McNeese game. They'll replay this at 4 o'clock in case you missed it or if you know somebody wants to see it. We'll start out first today with something we've just started. Going forward, there will be a $500 discount on all buildings for military personnel, healthcare workers, educators, and first responders. That's a standard on any building you buy. We'll honor this due to y'all's service to society and to the people of this country. This week's special is I'm going to add $500. Each week I'm going to change it up. But this week, you get the $500 standard, and I'm going to add another $500. So if you're a veteran, you come in this week, you're going to get $1,000 on top of all the other specials we do. We've now incorporated $1,000 for your service for this week. So if you're a veteran, you need to buy a building, come in this week and you get $1,000 right off the top just for being a veteran, and that's our service or our appreciation for what you've done for your country. All right, you still get the $1,000 Tiger Cash. You type in cash, you get another $1,000. So if you're a veteran, now you get $2,000 off any building we sell. Now, the Thanksgiving special, this special will go on till the end of December. $3,000 off any elite building, $2,000 off a signature building, and $1,000 off a value. Now understand, you get the Tiger Cash, that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Okay, and if you're a veteran, another $1,000. So if you're a veteran and you want to buy any of these are the kind of discounts you get. So we're going to run all these specials till Thanksgiving Day. Okay, it's a good deal. We have our standalone price match sale. Any quote that you get from Southern Building, Barnes' Buildings, we will beat apples to apples, $3,000 off any of. That's a separate deal all by itself. If you want to do business, give me a quote. I'm going to beat them by $3,000. Okay? Now, next. All right, and then we still have this deal going on. If you come in this week, the first person to get a 30 by 50, 1,500 square foot or more, you get the Grand Beam or the Dutch Lap on your building with no upcharge. There'll soon be an upcharge because we'll start building these. But it's really pretty, as you can see on this particular building, which is one of my cabins, it looks like shiplap. So remember, you come in this week, buy an elite building, 1,500 square foot or more, you're going to get that, if you choose to, no upcharge. Now remember, the elite building comes with all these things. This is why the elite building costs more, and no competitor builds an elite building, a Mallet elite building. The big standard items you need: 145 mile an hour wind load, 10-year workmanship, 3-foot truss spacing, 9-foot post spacing, 5-on-12 roof pitch, 2 10-by-10 roll-up doors, 6-inch concrete, gutters, roof and wall insulation, 26 gauge metal. It is the best building, folks. There is no building like it in the country. It continues on. We just added control joints. I had a special on one of our presentations. I talked about control, and I'll do that again because I don't think you'll realize how important that little deal right there is going to be for you with your cement slab. Okay? Next. All right, so before I get started on what I want to talk about today, today's special or topic is going to be preservative treated wood, history, types, and techniques. Before I get started, let me go over some of this we got right here. So we got Mr. Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, you can get $4,000 off of the Elite, $3,000 off the Signature, $2,000 off the Value. That's my deal for you today, Mr. Vasquez. $4,000, $3,000, $2,000. All right, let's go to our next one. And that's if you type in the Tiger Cash. Okay, what's this, Restream? Okay, then we got Mr. Upshaw. Okay, Mr. Upshaw is looking at the Elite building, and you would get a $4,000 discount off the Elite building, Mr. Upshaw. So you got 1,000 Tiger Cash plus 3,000. You get a $4,000 discount off the Elite. If you jump to the Signature, you would be looking at 2 plus 1, and the Value would be 1 plus 1. All right, so that's going to save you $4,000 today, Mr. Upshaw. Hope this works. Get over to a building specialist, see if we can cut a deal. And then the last one I got today is Mr. Garino. And Mr. Garino is looking to build quite a big building here. This is a lot of square foot. Understand, folks, when it's a bigger buildings, I can do more on my specials. So, Mr. Garino, and they tell me you want the Elite building, but I'll price the Elite or the Signature for you. Basically, if you buy the Elite building between now and Saturday, I'm going to knock $10,000 plus $1,000 of Tiger Cash. That gives you $11,000 discount on that building. If you go to the Signature series, I'm going to knock $5,000 off. Okay, I hope that, but you need to type in, get that $1,000 cash, Mr. Garino. Type that cash, you get it. You're at 10 now, plus 1 will give you 11,000. All right, that was my specials that we worked on today. Hey, get a hold of the building specialist, work a deal. Hey, we're making deals at Mallet Buildings. These are called the Tiger deals. Now, let's talk about preservatives. Little history. It was developed in the 1930s, the CCA. That was chromated copper arsenate. It becomes standard treatment by the 1970s. Mechanically laminated post and glued laminated timber introduced in the 1980s, and the industry begins to introduce CCA alternatives, banned in 2004 for residential use. That happened years ago because of the arsenic. They banned the use of CCA because of the arsenic that was in the poison. So other types of treatment had to be created to serve the residential industry. So what we use is MCA, micronized copper azole, is a wood preservative invented in 2004 due to the fact that CCA got outlawed. It's less toxic than CCA and can be used above ground, in ground contact, or in freshwater contact. The copper in the MCA protects the wood against fungal decay and termites, while the azole lends the wood carbon-based protection for a copper-tolerated fungi. Okay, we use MCA. Next. All right, there's two classes. And you notice in the picture here, our posts are all CCA. Everything we use is CCA. In our accessory buildings, we do not use CCA. Okay, because it does have arsenic in it. There's two types. You know, the UC4 is general above ground, ground contact, and for freshwater use. Or UC4B, ground contact, structural use for critical structure, ground contact, freshwater, and saltwater use. We use UC4B. All right? Post in the contact with the post-protective sleeve, not in the salt. As you can see, we go in the ground and post frame 3 to 4 feet, which gives us superior protection against headwinds, okay? Because all these posts are anchored in the ground 4 feet. But we put it inside of a post protector, and there's a weave pole in the protector. But anyway, this protector has a 500-year warranty on each post protector sleeve. That's how durable that product is. But anyway, as you can see, your post is in the ground, but it's not in the ground. And we highly recommend this. All of our Elite buildings come standard with it. It can be added to the Value and added to the Signature, but that's why the Elite building has everything, folks. Everything. Okay? Let's talk about tubular steel again. Folks, I keep pounding on this because they're telling people a lot of things about these buildings. Number one, the only thing holding this thing down is a little cinch anchor. This thing is not going to withstand, and that's what's going to happen to those bolts. And it's just going to collapse, and then the next thing that's going to happen when that wind hits, well, here's some more stuff. This is steel, galvanized, and even stainless steel will eventually start corroding if it's exposed. All right, the 15 gauge tubes, which is typically what they use in the industry, will bend at L150. Now, I keep talking about these L150s, okay? These engineers will tell you that in order for this building, this stuff, it would have to come in at L240 or L360. What they're selling you is an L150, and it's not conducive to hurricane conditions. It's just going to bend over. And they consider that wind rated, to tell you the truth about it, but be careful, okay? And this is what happens to the anchor system in a high wind. It can bend, twist, it can break the slab. All kind of things can happen, or break the slab up completely, crack it. Then the building's gone. Tubular steel is not post frame or stick frame or red-on for that matter. It's cheap, and there's a reason why it's cheap, okay? I'm not trying to tell you what to spend your money on, but be very careful of tubular steel. Tubular steel is a real problem. See here? That tube is going to bend. This is what can happen. You must be careful. I know they got a lot of ads and all that, but be careful what you're going in there. They're not rated for hurricanes. They're not rated at the L240 or the L360. Carport Central, they're operating they're registered here. No, this is the BBB. Okay, I want to show you the type of problems you can end up. I went to the BBB and I pulled them. They have 34 complaints in the last 3 years with 6 complaints in the last 12 months. Let's look at a few complaints and see some of the problems you're going to be hit with this steel. All right, this was a 2,400 square foot garage. Shortly thereafter, we noticed when large amounts of rainwater would leak under the doors and through the holes in the rail tracks that were cut too large for the slide. Okay, will come under the rubber seals and also run down large. Okay, so what they're talking about there is that little piece of you put your slab, you put that base plate, whatever you want to call it, there's nothing, they tried to seal it, but it just kept going up underneath it. That's one of the problems you're going to have with this. Okay? Next one. Okay, carpet has a good wet depth. Okay, base, third, according to wind hazard. Okay, this building, in order to see, that's what I was talking about, these L's. This person had a good price, or they had a good price, till they talked to it and found out it would take $12,000 more to wind hazard safety standards in the South Houston area. These things are not rated for hurricanes. You be careful with this tubular stuff. We get hurricanes. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, we get hurricanes. So you need to be careful. The last one. I got the print through all the hoops. Now they sent me a drawing. Let's see if you want to measure the whole area of the court, including roof. Okay. They're asking y'all to do things that they should be doing. I mean, this is just, I brought up this because this tubular steel thing is really a bunch of companies from out of state rolling in here with this product. They can pull this thing on a little trailer behind a truck. There's just no material to this thing, folks. As far as I'm concerned, it is just, and the facts are the anchor system, the L rating is terrible. They're not hurricane rated. So be very careful of tubular steel. Very, very careful. Mr. Fairchild, we don't have nothing on him, do we? Okay, well, ask them if they got something for Mr. Fairchild. Oh, Miss Fairchild, I'm sorry. Anyway, so, they're registered with the Secretary of State, but they're not licensed and doing business in the state of Louisiana. But watch the red flags when you start doing with these tubular companies. Just be careful. It's not the product I think you're going to get. Now remember, there are 5 red flags. You go to Secretary of State, that's going to tell you who the proper parties are and how long they've been in business. Go to the LSBC, that's going to tell you what licensure they have. Then you go while you're there and see if there's any violations or been convicted of any violating of state contractor law. Go check the reviews and then check the facility. These are the 5 red flags that I highly recommend to you so that you don't have any issues. I'm not to say you still couldn't, but this is going to help you a long way in trying to get somebody, I think, that won't take advantage of you, okay? Or this is what happens. He's been charged with contractor fraud. And this, okay, but if you go to Secretary of State, the red flag, he's been for 4 years, he's a home improvement resident. There's not a state licensed contractor, folks. In fact, in today's world, after the last session, they can't even touch new construction at all. Here's where he was convicted, by the LSLBC. Red flags all over this. And apparently some people have got some problems When you get charged with contractor fraud, that means that there's some clients who are having issues with either construction or not showing up and have given large deposits. Okay. Once again, he pled not guilty, but this is what he's charged with in contractor fraud. That's what he's charged with, okay? These two got charged with contractor fraud, and they were convicted by the state licensing board, him 3 times, him 1 time. But these guys took money from people and did not perform, or something happened. Serious red flag. Okay, next. All these companies, from Southern Style Barns, who, by the way, I have a $3,000 bid, a price match bid on any quote they get, I will beat it by $3,000, apples to apples, okay? But they've been convicted. S&S Steel convicted. Precision Metal convicted. Ranger Buildings convicted. Beck Industries convicted. Reed Metals convicted. This is a serious red flag. You can do business with them if you like, but understand you may be one of the unlucky ones. Okay? And I'd hate to see that happen. So why not just go do business with someone who hasn't been convicted of that stuff and who's been in business long enough to have a track record, and then go see their facilities. All right, the Elite Guard buildings. These are the buildings I've been telling you. If you've had, now that we have it looks like a new president, it looks like there's going to be some expansions on tax credit, on our taxes, different things he's proposing. I wanted to show you, if you have an RV, this RV is 20 feet wide by 50 feet long, $29,999, you get the Tiger Cash, this would take $1,000. If you're a veteran, you get another $1,000. But you're spending $400 to $500 a month to park your RV. We'll build that on your property, and now it's protected. There's a walk-through door on the backside, and it's 50 feet long, 20 feet wide with a 14 by 14 roll-up door. Start investing in your own building because you'll pay for it in time, and it's yours. And if you can sell your RV, you can make storage out of it. There's a lot of functions for that thing. All right, here's an investor special. This is a 5-bay unit. She's 5 14 by 14 roll-ups with 50 by 100 by 16, 5 walk-through doors through the back for $125,000. I'll go to the next one. This is a 10-bay unit, 50 by 200 with 10 roll-up doors, 10 walk-through doors. You can store 10 RVs, 10 boats, or mix and match, $250,000. Now go to the next slide. Okay. So let's say you're charging $500, or you're paying $500 a month storage note. A single bay pays for itself in 5 years. And you still got the building. If you sell the RV, you got storage. You got all kinds of things you can still do with that building because it's over 1,000 square feet. Okay, on the investor special, a 5-bay pay for itself in 4 years, 2 months, generates $2,500 a month. Now invest $125,000 in a CD at 4% interest or 5% interest. Let's figure that. That's about $6,000 or $7,000, maybe $8,000. Your $125,000 is going to generate 25 times 12, almost $28,000, $29,000. Way better return on your money. If you have the ability to go to the $250,000, a 10-bay unit for $250,000, you're going to pay for it in 4 years and 2 months because you're going to generate $5,000 a month. Unlike a house rental, your upkeep and maintenance is going to be zilch, unless they hit it. Then, if you got insurance, they'll have to pay for it. This is great investment stuff, folks, okay? Because look, you put $250,000 in the bank at 5% interest, you're going to get $13,000? Here you're going to generate $60,000 on your investment. And it'll be paid for, and after that, you can take your $125,000 that you got back and go invest in 10 more units, because now that was paid for, and that $60,000 is just money coming in, money coming in. Next. All right, let's go back over this again. From now on, these particular groups get $500 off any building if you buy a building with Mallet Buildings. Military personnel, $500. Healthcare workers, $500. Educators, $500. First responders, $500. It comes right off the top. So you got your Tiger Cash for $1,000. Now you got $500. You got $1,500 if you fit one of these categories. This is our way of showing our appreciation for all the service you do to our country and to our communities, okay? Now, this week, you get another $500 to all veterans. Next week, I'll pick another one. But this week, if you're a veteran You're going to get the 500 standard, and now we're adding another $500. So you get $1,000 there, $1,000 on cash. Now you got $2,000 discount before we even start. Okay? There's the $1,000 cash. You type in cash, I'm going to give you $1,000 cash. Okay? The Thanksgiving special this week. Between now and Thanksgiving Day, I'll give you $3,000 off any elite building. Okay? $2,000 off on a signature building and $1,000 off a value building. Okay? That's 1,000 square feet or more on any of these buildings. Now understand, here you get $3,000 plus $1,000 for the cash. You're at $4,000 discount. And if you're a veteran, this week you're going to get another $1,000. You're at $5,000. The hell of a deal, folks. We're making deals here. That's what we do here. We're here to help you save money and build you the best product money can buy, because we do that. Let's go to this building. $2,000 off the signature. Hey, $1,000 cash, you're at $3,000. If you're a veteran, you get $4,000 off. And you get back to the last one, the value, $1,000 plus $1,000 for cash, plus $1,000 as a vet, you get $3,000 off that price. So if you want a building, I got the deals. Okay? Apples to apples, I will price match anybody, but hey, folks, they can't compete with us. It's impossible. But anyway, remember, I got the other price match special. We will price match Southern Buildings on any building they buy, apples to apples, $3,000. Bring it on. Next. All right, this week, first person that comes in, 1,500 square foot or more on an elite building, you can get this metal on your building and no upcharge. It's really pretty metal. But anyway, I'm going to probably do a couple more. I've done 2. This will be my 3rd one. We're trying to get this product out into the field. And I tell you, folks, it's beautiful stuff. All right, let's talk about the elite building. I talk about them all the time. These are the things you get with an elite building. You cannot get that from anybody else. Nobody else is offering this. Then I forgot, you got the 2-bank trusses. Scissor trusses at that. Okay, standard. Everything in that elite, this is all standard. It's the best building in the market. Nobody's even attempting to that. So when they tell you, oh, I build the same thing as a Mallet, you know what? That's not true, because you start making a list of stuff in that building. It won't even come close. On top of the fact, we've been doing it for 26 years. On top of the fact that I'm a state licensed residential general contractor. So there's no red flags against me. There's some serious red flags about most of these other people. Well, that's my show for today. I went early today because I'm going to the McNeese game in a few minutes, about an hour, head to catch a jet. And I'm going to, they're going to replay this at 4 o'clock. I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Hey, thank you all for listening. Remember, you can call us at 337-515-2154. That's my personal cell phone number. Or call the office at 337-214-0428. And remember, at Mallet Buildings, we're open on Saturdays till noon. And we will stay as long as it takes to serve you. Just like today, if you want to come in at 5:30, you call and make an appointment. One of my building specialists will stay here. My competitors won't work for you, but we will. We will stay here and service you that's convenient for you. Okay? So look, once again, give us a call, 337-515-2154. That's me. Or call the office at 337-214-0428. Look, thank you for listening. Go Pokes. Let's hope they win tonight, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Tired of gimmicks and spooky tricks? At Mallet Buildings, we don't need to raise prices from the dead or play games with your budget, but we will gladly bury any high prices that come your way. At Mallet Buildings, we're committed to keeping things straightforward, matching any written quote from a competitor, and making sure high prices get buried once and for all. Mallet Buildings